So in episode 1, I asked you to take some photos of some micro areas in your house that you want to tackle, and I want you to have taken 5 photos. So if you have not taken those 5 photos, pause this video and go take those 5 photos, because we are going to use those photos to choose one micro project. This process is going to be a gentle, energy safe, and built for autistic brains. Welcome back to episode 2 for autistic and AuDHD adults. Are you ready? Let's get comfortable. Sweatpants optional. Good smelling candle, check. Because really, mindset is everything. All right, I'm going to show you those 5 images that I took. It could really be a junk drawer, a corner in your house, something in your kitchen area, a cabinet on top of a refrigerator. You aren't judging anything, you're just gathering information at this point. So ask yourself this question: what area in my house gives me a little bit of stress when I think about it? What areas feel like too much inventory, as the minimal mom talks about? Inventory is that stuff you have to manage, and when you see it as inventory, you will see the things in your house differently. The best first project is one that's small, one that's going to ensure success. One that gives you relief when you're done with it. And often that's going to be something as simple as a junk drawer or a shelf or on top of your refrigerator, or that one hotspot pile you may have in your home. Section 2, the inventory filler. Before choosing your project, apply the inventory mindset. Imagine everything in your item is something you have to manage, whether you have to clean it or dust it. Ask yourself, does this area have more inventory than I'm willing to manage? If the answer is yes, maybe it's a great candidate for a micro project. It lowers your sensory overwhelm. It just makes that space easier to maintain. And it just gives you a quick emotional win. And your junk drawer is often the perfect place to start. In the last section of this video, I will be fully tackling my junk drawer, and you are welcome to stick along and do the same thing if you have the energy, or you want to see how I go about it, or you want to see some great tips and tricks. You can follow me along in that last section of the video as well, after we talk about micro projects and energy levels in this section. Section number 3, choose your micro project. Use your current energy level when you think about these 3 levels I'm about to introduce. Level 1 is supported. It's when you have about 5 or 10 minutes that you want to tackle something. When we tackle my junk drawer, I'll show you things you can do if you feel like you're on a level 1 today. The goal is to stop before you're drained. It really depends on your energy level. So level 2 is called gentle, and that's when you have maybe 15 minutes that you want to tackle a project. It's slightly bigger, but still a contained space. So this could be still your junk drawer, yet you're doing a little bit more action in cleaning that junk drawer. And level 3 is called ready. It's when you have like 25, 30 minutes, you're feeling pretty good, and you want to get it done today, and you have the energy to do it. It's a full small project. Maybe it's that full junk drawer. Maybe it's a full countertop section or a full under your cabinet section. Section 4, this week's task. So your task for this week is 1, choose your micro project based off your photos, your 5 photos. Number 2, only work for the time limit you've given yourself. And number 2, to take it further, you can fill out the workbook section that I give you for free. It's just down in the description. You can click on that, and then you can go and download it and add it to your workbook, along with section 1 that you downloaded, which was the why to do it, and why autistic brains struggle with clutter and things like that. So now I encourage you to stick around. If you're ready to get this thing done and you want to tackle something, stick with me. I'm going to be doing my junk drawer. And while I'm doing the junk drawer, I'm going to tell you, if you're feeling on a level 1, what you could possibly do along today for a level 1 energy. But if you feel all out level 3 and you want to jump in and do your whole junk drawer, I'm going to have some great tips. Choose depending on what you choose. I'm going to give you some great options. and we're going to tackle the junk drawer. Today, my energy level feels like a level 3. I'm ready to get some things done, ready to take care of my junk drawer. And I'm actually excited about this, to get it done. Here is my junk drawer. It's pretty full. In fact, I hardly can't even shut this drawer anymore. I probably don't even need half this stuff in it. So this is what I'm going to tackle. I actually could not get my drawer to come out. So I had to take this out of my drawer. I know you're supposed to be able to lift it up, and it's supposed to... Now I got it. Oh my goodness, you will find stuff you didn't even know you were missing. So if I've already got this drawer emptied, it's a good time just to wipe it out. Look how dirty it looks. So wiping it down is not going to take much of my energy, and I'm just going to go ahead and get that done. This could very easily feel overwhelmed if I let it feel that way. But I choose not to. I don't want to feel that way. But it's a lot here. And let me show you based on what level, what you might choose to do if this was your junk drawer. Alright, say you're on level 1 and you just have 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes worth of energy. So you could just look for garbage. You could go through here and just anything like this is garbage. I don't need this remote control. That's garbage. So anything that's garbage would be a level 1 thing to do. Just taking the garbage out of here. If you have just level 1 energy, another thing you might do is like gather something like just the rubber bands together and put them in a Ziploc baggie. So these don't have to be strewn around in here. I can easily take care of those by putting them in a Ziploc baggie. So just those actions of throwing any garbage away, putting these tacks that have fallen out back in this box, and putting the rubber bands in a baggie, if that's all I felt like I would be able to handle today, at least this drawer would probably still look a little better. And I could take that further by just putting all the pins that need to go over here. Put all the pins in here. If you just had 5 minutes and you wanted to just take all these pins and mark on a piece of paper and see if they work, because if they don't, I can just throw them in the garbage and not put them back in there. So that might be a task you feel like you have the energy to handle. Just throwing out old pens or pencils that don't work, or donating and getting rid of anything you don't want. I honestly don't even know what the need for pencils is anymore. I don't really use pencils. If I were gonna draw, I might want a pencil, but I don't want to draw anything. So why do I need pencils? I think it's good to keep a couple pencils, but I'm just going to make a pile of things that I'm going to get rid of. I'm sure everybody knows what Tuck's hemorrhoid pads are for. I don't even have to tell you. So I've taken this, and all of my safety pins are in here. I'm using it for safety pin storage. So it's like free storage. Use what you have. You don't have to go buy fancy things from Walmart. So anytime you can keep your stuff organized with whatever you have in the house, empty jars, things like that. So maybe you got tons of screws around the house like I do. Do you keep these spice bottles that you get when the spices are empty? This had organic herbs in it. I kept it just in case I needed it. Well, I'm going to put screws in there. I'm going to put all these extra screws in here. So I find a new home for the screws. They're just going to go in here. Now, if I wanted to further separate nails from screws, I could certainly do that, but I'm not doing that. I'm keeping it as simple as possible. Just putting all the screws and nails in here. So you see, so far I haven't spent any extra money on anything. It's just finding things around the house to organize, whether that's a Ziploc bag or a glass jar or a Tux hemorrhoid pads container. It's just whatever you got. Now, I don't really like boxes like this, so I think I'm going to even put all of these in a glass container as well. So I'm going to transfer them into another spice container. Just going to put them in there. And because this box could open up and spill easily in the drawer, and I don't want that to happen, so I'm just going to put it in here. Oh, that's too much for that. Too much for that one. You know what? I don't need that many tacks anyway. So I think I'm just going to throw that away. Found some more screws to put in there. This is something for my husband to go through. I'm going to make him a pile of things that belong to him for him to go through. So you can see the headway that I'm making over here and getting things organized into here. And I had put 30 minutes on the timer. So we are counting down here and doing good on time. Some things just should not be in your junk drawer. Some things should just go somewhere else. So that's what I'm doing. So if you don't have a drawer organizer, that is okay. Just if you have something around the house you can use, that's okay too. Little empty boxes that you have. It's not a requirement. It does help, but I will say the Dollar Tree has a lot of, organizers and things. You can't beat $1.25. So if you're looking to do more organizing for your drawer, I would recommend Dollar Tree at the very minimal, but if you want to spend a little more, you can go to Walmart and get some options. So I'm ready to start putting some things back in the drawer. I've got put that right there. I've got a little place to put all the extra batteries that I don't know if they work or not, just in case of emergency. I have a section to put my glue sticks here. Anything glue, I'm going to put there as well. All glue. I could have gone through all these pens and went and see if they write or not, but I'm out of the time I want to spend doing this project, so it's good enough just to put them back in here. Just going to put them in here. They don't take up that much space. And I'm going to put these pencils in here as well. I'm not going to deal with those today. If I wanted to, I could have thrown some out or donated some, but not today. Just keeping it very simple. Just going to stick these highlighters back in here as well. It really does not take that much of the drawer just to have all my pens and pencils here, as well as I'm going to stick my rulers in here. I'm going to put these lighters in here as well because I don't have anywhere else to put those. I'm going to put a Sharpie back. I've got some mini flashlights, pocket flashlights. What good are these if they don't have batteries in them and they don't work? That one works. So I'm going to make a little section for these flashlights for emergency so I can easily open the drawer, and there they are. And all of them worked except this one. And this feels sticky. It feels sticky and yucky. So I'm just going to throw it away. Now I have like sticky yuck on my hands. If you don't like the texture of something in your house, you don't have to keep it. In fact, it's a better reason to even just get rid of it. So I got rid of that flashlight because I didn't like the way it felt in my hands. So here's the items that went back in my drawer. Is it still a bit much? Yes, it's still a lot of stuff. But is it better than it was? Absolutely. I did get rid of a few things. So here's my updated junk drawer. Is it still full? Yes, it's still full. Do I need 3 lighters? Probably not, but they all worked. I didn't want to get rid of them. Did I put back too many pens? Probably so. But this is just for the energy level I had today. I could further go and go deeper on this next time if I wanted to when I'm cleaning. So I ended up feeling like hardware didn't belong in the drawer and I could find a better home for it. I found this container that I had and it was empty. And so I'm putting the hardware in there, knickknacks like that, housewares, things like that, and even the safety pins I ended up putting in there, and it gave me more space in my drawer. All right, so now you've seen a level 3 project example for you of my junk drawer, and also gave you a few ideas what to do if you were feeling like a level 1 or 2 today. But remember, you didn't have to declutter anything today. This episode was mostly about choosing a micro project and matching it to your energy level. So take a look at your photos and pick out for next time what micro level you want to choose. Pick out what project you want to do. Fill out section 2 of the workbook if you're following along there. If not, that's okay. And that's it for this week. So in episode 3, we are going to do another micro project together, step by step. That way it won't overwhelm you. I'll give you some great tips. So you get your project picked and we'll meet again next week. And in the meantime, if you feel like doing something between now and then, go for it. Go ahead. If you want to get started on those, you don't want to wait around, go for it. Do it. And you'll have the photos to compare afterwards. So I'll see you in the next episode.